thing about decision fatigue, what's so important is it doesn't cause catastrophic failures in decisions, but it does cause you just to consistently underperform.
Yeah.
That's what it does. It doesn't cause you to make a terrible life-altering decision, usually. So stress, we know, actually causes a dysregulation of that protein GLT1 that actually is pulling away glutamate from our synapses and making communication much easier, right? So like chronic stress can have dramatic changes in how well your brain communicates within lobes and between lobes. And sleep is obviously super important. You're right. It does restore decision fatigue, but that's assuming you have a quality night's sleep. 12 years ago, a huge discovery was made in neuroscience because there's so much waste that builds up in our brain, right? Your brain is 2% of your body mass, but uses 20% of your oxygen. And neuroscientists didn't know how all that waste was leaving our brain. For decades, we had no idea. It had to have happened. We just didn't know how. Then the discovery was made called the glymphatic system. And basically at a certain stage in your sleep cycle, your cells actually kind of pull apart a bit and then the whole brain is flushed. And then all that waste is dropped into your lymphatic system and then it goes out. So the quality of sleep is critical. But if you're telling me you're working like 14, 16-hour days, you're not having quality of sleep.
I was dreaming in Excel. I remember having like running through like it was terrible.
Yeah. So not quality sleep. Yeah. Stress is going to be chronic, right? And so if you were just get back fresh from vacation, ready to go, maybe decision fatigue hits you in a few hours or 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in that situation, it's going to happen near instantly. What's fascinating to me though is like so much money, right? In investment banking, but you're not positioning your decision makers to make good decisions. No. If I put you in that environment, maybe it's 30% of what I could actually be getting out of your brain, right? And it seems like old school thought is more hours. But the reality is there's probably a point where you're actually losing money for your business, right? Yeah. And it's smarter to send people home because the brain has hit this physical limitation, right?
Well, that's where I would find myself, like any of the slip ups that I did have or errors and whatever I'm doing would come when I'm severely fatigued after a long day. And it's like, all right, these aren't deal ending things, but if I look back at all the slip ups that I did have, they all came when I was super fatigued. And that's not good for the client. That's not good for the company. It's not good for anyone. It's not good for me. You can't communicate that though when you're in that pressure cooker because it comes off as like weakness. And they're like, well, we have the next person lined up from Harvard, so we'll just slot you out. It's a different pressure set because you're not safe ever.